Okay, this video is for everybody that sent me a private message on how I did my light bar and the following questions. You know, can you still take off your roof and windshield? The answer is yes. The main reason I made my own mount was because nothing really exists. If you haven't noticed, this is not a Polaris part. This is a Kolpin windshield, and it actually folds up. The nice thing about it is you can actually also take this window out. I had one of these in my 800S. This is actually a different one, but it's the same style that's in the 1000S. And as you can see, there's no interference. In other words, that window can actually tilt up without hitting any of the light bar assembly. You can pull the whole window out, but you have to have a little bit extra clearance. I spent probably 2 days just measuring and fitting this. And basically how I made it is I machined these tubes. This is solid steel and threaded each end. I took a piece of channel iron and welded, and these are actually EMT conduit hangers. These work really great. They already have a hole here, so basically you just take a bolt, put it through the back side, go up into this shaft, and you can connect it. You could also do the same thing here. I just opted, you know, I was already 2 days into it and was kind of in a hurry, so I basically welded this on, and then bolt your light bar to it. I've had this out for, you know, some pretty extreme riding, and I'll be honest with you, this is the most rigid light assembly that I've ever rode with. This doesn't bounce, this doesn't move, it's not going anywhere. A lot of folks have, you know, questioned this, the EMT hangers, and, you know, they're 50 cents at Lowe's. A lot cheaper than, you know, I could have CNC'd something, but I didn't, or I could have purchased something. These worked really great. I initially did them just to kind of prototype it up, and didn't quite expect them to work as well as they did. A couple other things on the light bar. This is, you know, some direct from China light bar. I don't even know what brand it is. It works really well. I haven't had any issues with it. If I do, I really don't have that much invested in it. I can always buy another one. It's really bright. I haven't had any issues. One of the things that one of the riders asked when they saw it is, how do you connect up your stuff? And basically, this actually all runs down, and if you don't know, on the 1000Ss and 900Ss now that Polaris makes, there's a terminal strip underneath the hood, and typically they're not connected unless you bought a winch kit from Polaris. You have to run your own wiring back. What I did is I actually run a fuse connection, you know, very large fuse, 60 amp, up to that bus bar, and I have a relay set that basically is attached to the accessories. So this light bar and the headlights and everything turn off when they don't normally turn off when you first turn off the key. They stay on for a few seconds, and the light bar does the same thing. And I'm doing that with a relay, nothing special. I think Polaris's light bar kit does that as well. But it's just basically a standard relay and a wiring harness, and I'll show it to you here. And I haven't had any issues. Basically, these are this is the relay here itself. There's an accessory ground and a hot. And like I say, I put my own winch in, and it basically goes up to a switch up at the front. I'm not a huge fan of the dashboard switches. I like putting my switch down somewhere where I can get to it from the inside or the outside, you know, depending on what the situation allows. If you're still winching, I will say this, if you're still winching with just the winch, stop now. Learn how to use you can actually belay an ATV with a tow strap. And basically what that entails is you tie a couple of tow straps together, wrap around the tree 2 or 3 times, and one person can actually brake and hold that ATV and capture progress. You know, winch lines do break. The synthetic lines are great, but definitely if you know they rub up against something or something like that, they'll give way. And you know, you don't want to be in it or rolling down a hill without it and watching your ride go down the hill. Tow straps are cheap. Most people have them anyway, so that's usually what I do. I'll actually have somebody belay it if I don't feel comfortable about being inside, or I need to look out, which is usually the case. I can just reach down here and control the winch from here. If it's something simple or something I'm staying inside, I control it from here. My light bar, you know, I did the standard, you know, knockout. Basically, you just take the dash loose. It's really easy to get loose. Take a knife and cut around the existing pattern that's in the back side of the dash. One of the big things is, this is a really tight area. When I did this light bar, the three things I had to contend with was this Kolpin windshield folding up, so that's why the light bar actually pushes out. And I wanted it to look good, so I wanted it to kind of be level with the top of the roof. And I also want to be able to take off the roof. If you don't have one of these Polaris roofs, there's nothing holding them on other than this detention. You can jump up in the back and about 10 seconds have this entire roof off. You just pull up on the back and get it out of the way. I left enough room where it can actually disconnect, and you can take the entire roof off, put it back on without any interference from the light. Another issue that comes up is your wiring. The tightness. There's actually enough room above this to get the wiring in, which is what I did, and I used a disconnectable, see it more in ham radio, but it's just basically power pole connections. If I need to, I can unplug that and plug it into something else like a radio. And you need a mirror, and as you can see, none of that interferes with anything. You take the windshield off, you can take the roof off, and there's no interference. Anyway, I hope this helps, and if you have a question or something, try to leave a comment. I actually got a lot of messages on this, and it was really tough to have to answer each one individually. I think a lot of those folks were from the RZR forums group, and I hang out there a lot and learn a lot. So if you could just kind of just leave a comment and I'll answer it, and that way if somebody has the same question, they'll be able to get their answer without having to send me a message. Anyway, thanks for watching.